think blue team kind of lost hope there through the middle of it, since like it was 1-up and 1-0 in half of the match, and then towards the end they lost 3-0.
I'd like to make a comment. As a Vintage, were quite all over the map. The roamers were roaming quite wide.
Good calling, buddy. Good calling. However, that is his game style. He plays very Lone Ranger style, but he's very good at it. So yeah, unless the other scouts are good at coordinating and taking him down, he will usually be very effective when he goes in with his jumps and stuff. And I have played with Vintage, so that does kind of clash with their game style because they like to play in a very cohesive team. So it can lead to some problems though.
Also, the slight team lineup changes on Vintage's side could also be affecting them quite badly because especially their scout combo of Deacon and X, that was possibly their strongest sort of platform to launch plays off, and Deacon isn't playing in this competition, so I do think they maybe lose something there. But what do you think, Kenny?
I agree with that as well. The thing is, like, also Wisp, I don't think he is a normal medic, but I could be wrong. And I think he usually plays roam for them, but he plays it very well because he's not very aggressive. So he knows where to hold and how to defend. So the other scouts have the chance to go out and get the picks while the soldier holds the flank against the other scouts.
I actually know with Vintage they've got quite an interesting... server's empty for a bit, yeah. They've got quite an interesting way of playing it in that they actually like to run one of their scouts as sort of a pocket scout, sort of staying close to the combo, whereas they run the other scout as sort of an aggressive scout, as trick to get behind, that sort of thing. So they don't really stay together the whole time.
Actually, in my personal opinion, that is the better combo, because when you have both your scouts running together, one soldier with the splash damage in a close quarter area, they will be able to take him down quite easily. Whereas if you do that one scout who plays very defensively, the other scouts have to go to him. Whereas the scout who's more aggressive can go and get the picks that the team needs. And therefore you won't be suiciding both your scouts for a medic pick that might not even happen.
Yeah, also one of X's, as he's explained to me, sort of philosophies on that is if you have a scout running behind, you actually... on your team, you've actually down one extra set of firepower to lay down spam on the other team. So, running one behind is all good and well, but then it's sort of 5v6 or 4v6 instead of 6v6 on mid, which is not always ideal, especially if you don't get the pick.
However, I do believe that your scouts, maybe not both scouts, but one scout just standing behind them, peppering the players as they're running out and stuff, is a very good idea because it pulls the players back. So they can't be too aggressive and just roll you to choke in case of a backer. So they have to move up more slowly as a cohesive unit to stop you from getting the backcaps and stuff. That's why I think if Ty was scout, you'd see a lot more of that because one of his things is he just knows how to get behind people and get the backcaps.
Indeed. Once a team's being backcapped once too many, they get very cautious.
Exactly, and then it stops them doing the more aggressive plays, which can lead to a team winning if they hold choke a bit too long or they delay on the Uber in case the scout's behind them. Even if the scout doesn't get the actual kills, like while sitting behind, I think it does pull away from the team and breaks their, not concentration, but like their team setup, because someone has to go back for them, maybe even two players. And if they don't go back for them, they can just pepper players as they come out of spawn.
Yeah, I'd say a spy also has a similar effect as well. That sort of looking behind your shoulder, over your shoulder the whole time, not really focusing ahead. It's quite unnerving, especially if you're a pocket soldier like myself. It's you're always worried for your medic if there's something behind you.
Yeah, it's just that whole mind games thing. But the thing with Scout that it has over Spy is even though Spy can go invisible, Scout
has that ability to move fast and get in behind with the speed.
And dodge spam with his double jump and just get in and out of situations very quickly.
And if you're Acid Man, jump so much that it looks like you have triple or quadruple jumps because you... Geez, that guy can jump.
Still not as bad as Spoon. That guy was... he made me cry,
Cage too. Cage used to bomb the opposing team's medic the whole time.
Yeah, a soldier.
Especially being that medic, it's horrible.
Try to be the pocket to try and air shot him. And he goes in weird directions, I don't know, for me he's the hardest player to hit in the air. It's I don't even think he knows where he's jumping.
Yeah, he just
triple kill by Vintage. Ha!
Don't think it started yet, Mullet.
No,
But nice try.
they're just
The
DMing.
mullet knows, but it's quite fun to watch.
Sure, Mullet, sure. We forgive you. Is Blue down a player, or...?
It looks like Whispers and Spec. Maybe he's on the John or something like that.
And Semper just timed out.
I will get going in a few minutes, yeah. I must say, from playing in the tournament today, it looks like a lot of people had fun. There was a little dispute over the results of one match, but nothing that actually affected who's in the final, so no issues there from my point of view. I'm actually one of the organizers for this, so I've got a fairly good perspective on what's been going on, and it seems like the feedback from players has been very positive, so we're going to be doing a lot more of this lately. And we've been doing quite a bit of this sort of competitive play lately, and we're going to take it into the future, playing regular competitions every couple of months.
Yeah, I must say, I really wish I'd been here today to take part
Me
in the
too.
matches.
By the way, sorry, Shaw, that I couldn't play. I feel so bad.
I think Shaw really wishes you were here.
No, I feel horrible.
I know, Kenny and I both, we really wish we could have played.
But you
I
look,
love you,
look
Shaw.
so happy in those photos that I saw on Facebook. I don't think
Someone's
you
a
really...
stalker.
Ooh.
But thank you.
I think he was talking
Yeah,
to me,
especially
Kenny.
Kenny. Kenny's lovely in those photos.
Oh, exactly, suck it.
So mean!
Everyone, you got that dapper look like me, yeah.
Really? That's great.
So we'll also be, looks like we'll be starting shortly. There's also a Highlander 9v9 tournament coming up in just under a month. It's going to be the Friday the 9th of May, so a lot to look forward to. I think a lot of the guys who are speccing this game, who are listening to the shoutcasts, or even who are playing in this game are going to be playing in that tournament, and we're very excited for that, hey Kenny?
To be honest, I was actually more psyched for that than this tournament, no offense.
I know you, Kenny.
Yeah, I must say that the Highlander coming up, it's quite nice because, I don't know, but for our team, we're recruiting new people, which, kind of just gets the competitiveness up some more. I'm not so sure about other teams.
There is a bit more difficult to recruit for a Highlander team, seeing as you need 9 players of 9 different classes.
The thing is, a lot of pub players who have tried the mixes before were, they go back to the pubs because the whole 6v6 of using all stock weapons, only playing certain classes, it doesn't really appeal to them, especially if someone like, you're going to use you, for example, Muddit, who loves Spy. That's probably why you don't play mixes as much, is because it doesn't have Spy. So if we did more Highlanders, that would get you more into the spirit of competitiveness as you get to play your Spy and your Sniper, etc. Well, Sniper's more for me.
Also, if I could just add to that, it's also that some of the better players in the mixes, they're kind of not very welcoming to new players.
Yes.
You're hinting at me, right?
Yes, possibly.
I must say
That's a trend that's changing at the moment. We've got a lot of good people in 6v6 these days that are very welcoming to new guys. I think historically that would have been very true, but right now we've got quite a big array of players that are willing to help new guys, and Kenny's one of them, I think.
It has gotten better.
Please, put that in writing so I can prove it to people when they say it.
So for this, I'd also like to copy the guys from X Television and go, "Yeah, ladies and gentlemen."
I so badly wanted to do an intro like that, but I was like, no.
X, how long were you practicing that?
No, I just did it, sorry. I did it twice even, just to make sure, verify that I got it right the first time,
Everyone's got practice.
Do you guys think if I comment on this in an American accent, it'll be any better? I could do that if you like.
No, I like your pilot voice. I am not doing accents, I refuse, I can't accent.
It could put
I can
some
do it all
Americans.
Yeah, it looks like our spectators want us to do American accents.
It seems they do.
Yeah,
I can only do
south, we
stoned musician accent. I'm sorry, being a musician, so I'll talk very slowly, which won't really suit this at all.
I thought you were doing that anyway.
I am. Okay, looks like the game's underway. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 6v6 TF2 Autumn One Night Cup. And we're going to see some big action here today with Severe versus Vintage on Granary. Thank you, Kenny.
I can't comment if you speak like that.
I threatened to do it, and I did.
Blue Team Demo got to mid first.
Yeah,
Red Team seems to be... Red Team Demo is going top side.
Indeed, Red have
This
taken
gives
the
him
high ground
the high
early.
ground.
Air shots!
Oh, the
yeah.
medic!
I had to point that out, that's how it works.
The medic has taken a wonderful shot. Blue
Thank you,
takes
Vikes.
his
Thank you
first
for that
point
comment.
amazingly
Yo,
fast.
Yeah, blue team really did well there at mid.
As I said, Kung Fu on this map is such a game changer. His damage output is just massive. Even if he might not get the kills, he will push players back and like full teams back,
It's
just due to this close quarters nature of the map.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate
Indeed.
for red team. The medic did go down.
Well, the Ubers popped quite early. Hopefully they can still get a wipe from this Uber.
Yeah, scouts
Yep.
are capping second, so I mean,
It has
heavies
pushed
can
them
move
back.
to last. Oh, never mind.
No, they have
You-
quite an Uber disadvantage and they lost fair as well.
You might
Just about
find-
30%.
You might find someone like Joe or will jump in once Fair's back just to try and equalize the Uber out of it.
Very slight advantage. I doubt Red would even know it has it.
Yeah, usually the time it actually takes players to organize themselves, get in position to go in for the push is the time like the other team can catch up. So unless they have a massive Uber advantage or they actually set up before they get the Uber like
Oh,
they're
they're
doing
pushing
now.
Yeah,
Oh,
red team's
indeed,
pushing
Red has
in.
made a
I'm
good
quite
push.
surprised.
However, Blue does have Uber now, so it doesn't really make a difference.
No one's staying
The
last
counter
at
attack will
red.
happen soon.
They all moved up. Oh, okay, well, they're
Fair
capping
going-
second.
Blue has popped the Uber first.
You mean?
I think Joe might have gone pocket. Oh no, he's not. Just needs to sticking with the medic. Kung Fu dealing up damage, trying to get the scout and soldier in.
They're still in
Choke.
Z by the look of it, yeah. Sempers
Oh,
Still
still in
blue
Z.
team's 4 down. Medic's trying
Vintage
to get
has
back with the
taken-
scout.
Massive hit right there.
And soldier's gonna chase them.
Oh, Wisp is really, really low. He can't even take a chip shot from long distance from a scout. He got the health.
Blue team medic really
However,
needs to
Q
get
Rush
back.
is spamming
Oh,
there.
They're
Oh, he
chasing
goes
that
down.
medic. And they catch him.
That's unfortunate.
Oh,
If you're
Oh,
blue.
red team medic too.
roles reversed.
Yeah,
We're down for
Joe
Spear now.
coming in for the jump, going for tide, bounces in, but he gets the health, going for air shots, but he's too bad to get them. JKRW Joe. Quite an intense fight actually going on at mid between Ty and Joe, but then Kung Fu's there to help us.
Vintage is, Joe is really in his element up there.
yeah, red team has a disadvantage. They are 3 down. Well, 2 down now.
Everyone's up. I think someone on the other side might have gotten forwards. I don't know, but they're all holding back on second. Blue pushes into yard. Vintage.
Red team's holding quite far back, which I'm surprised. I thought they would have
Being a bit more
held
aggressive.
second. Yeah, held second better.
You might find due to miscommunication, they might not actually realize that they have Uber advantage, so they might think Blue has the advantage. Now they have advantage,
True.
they're probably going to push, well, not push in, but they'll be able to defend the points
Yeah,
easier.
Blue's got Uber as well, so it's pretty even here.
Let's see who pops it first.
Simp is playing fairly aggressively across the point there, but since Blue had no stickies on the point, he can do that. So a bit of a lull in the action at the moment. It's something that Granary is also fairly prone to. Both of the maps we played tonight are prone to stalemates at times. Maybe Granary even more so than Gullywash, just because of the layout. It's so constricted on second.
However, that can lead to some big plays due to like the close quarter nature. The soldiers and the demos can deal massive damage, whereas this doesn't leave much for scouts unless they try and push out into yard.
See, Acid Man has gone down. It's very possible he may off-class now and do something crazy like Sniper or Spy.
Blue team is pushing in though, and they're both Ubered.
The Uber was more used to escape than really push in. Ooh, Crush left yard there. He may go down to X, yeah? Oh, Crush goes down. That's a big pick for Vintage.
I think
Yeah,
we didn't
red
have
team
enough.
is 2 down.
Blue's
Very,
pushing on
very
Uber.
big
down.
pick. A lot of spam going in there. No, it looks like they're looking to push straight away, actually. Shaping to push, yeah. They probably should have gone a bit quicker, though, I would have said.
The thing is, you want to get your whole team pushing in there, so if a scout and a soldier are stuck on flank or something, they won't help the team
Crush
too
is
much.
very low on that far left. Oh, and Kung Fu goes down. They have Uber now, though, so they could be looking to push again.
They are 2 down. Oh no.
Uber both sides. Here comes Severe.
Red team's playing quite
Beats dropped.
aggressively.
Beats dropped Uber.
Oh,
That's actually
Definitely.
something I haven't seen in this tournament so far, but I haven't watched too much. Is
Could be that his 200 ping is working against him there. 200 milliseconds is quite a long time. It's very possible that
yeah.
he clicked and nothing happened. No,
Semper
Uber's
running away
popped,
like
yeah,
a little
nice.
girl.
Oh, they
Blue
didn't
team's
see. They
pop-
didn't see red there after they popped their Uber.
they should have capped it. They should have taken the Uber off. You could have.
Very strange move there from Vintage. I don't know what they were doing actually.
Blue team
the
medic
medic goes
went down, which means red team will have Uber advantage. Red team's capping mid already.
Joe coming in for the jump, but I think it's just to like give his team time to forward support them.
2 scouts are doing very big damage.
Those scouts cleaned up on them nicely.
Yeah. Blue team's mostly down.
Big opportunity here for Severe with this push.
Sign, you're quite weird, I'm sorry.
Yeah, some of the comments here are very odd, but you know, you're all local community members, therefore we have to love you, even though you're strange.
Some of us anyway. I don't have to do anything.
No, you're just cool the way you are. Oh, and there the
Oh,
medic
stop
goes
it,
down.
you.
Blue team's completely down except
That
for one
was
player.
massive.
That's a
And
wipe.
that was pretty impressive.
Wow, big plays from Severe. Then they take the early lead with 22 minutes to go. Vintage are going to have to come up with some big plays to actually put down the power that we're seeing from Severe on mid and on those last pushes. What?
Really? Red team demo got to mid first.
One thing I have noticed though is Blue, they seem to get their scouts on the point to try and get the cap time to slow Blue down, but this doesn't help
You read
as
a
they
3
do
down,
get spammed
guys.
out quite easily.
I think Blue's gonna take mid again, just like last round.
That's a very good mid play from Vintage. The thing where I
Yeah.
see that they're lacking is when they're pushing last, they just weren't focusing their fire too well. Kind of like what we saw from Severe on quite a number of pushes there, and the Uber's popped there from Blue.
Red team's Uber's
think-
pop too.
The problem with that though is it's not entirely their fault. Someone like Beetle, whose dodging skill is just insane. So as a natural thing, you'll go for the medic first, but then the soldier will move away from the medic, and then you'll start chasing the medic. But because you deal so little damage to him due to his like dodging skills, the soldier kills you before you can kill him. So this leads to separation of the team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty effective counter Uber there from Severe on that little push from Vintage. Vintage lost quite a few players there, so it looks like they're going to get pushed back into their yard.
There's a blue team scout behind and no one's noticed that yet. Let's see if he can do anything. Looks like it's X, sorry.
Just bringing back to your thing.
X is on the medic.
Medic's lowish.
Oh, you
so
can get him.
close.
And I suppose this comes back to the thing you were saying earlier, Axe, how even though he was behind them, he didn't really help the team much, so it was kind of 5 versus 6.
Yeah, I firmly believe in TF2 it's really a numbers game. You've got to make sure that you're pushing with more numbers than the other guys, and if you're pushing equal numbers that everyone's pulling their weight, nobody's busy doing something else. You can get away with it in mix, but you can't get away with it in claning.
They don't call it
Exactly.
Team Fortress 2 for nothing.
Yes, Call
Fashion
of Duty
Fortress.
players.
Hey,
Just
don't
you,
be
just
hating
you.
on the Call of Duty players.
Okay, yes, Counter-Strike players. How's
That's
that?
better.
Okay, cool.
That's you, Lucky.
Red team seems to be stuck in the corner and they
Well, Uber's
have
popped
to
both
Uber-
sides.
Uber.
Bit of an Uber exchange, yeah. Beetle's running alone at right yard.
This seems to be following
blue
the same
team medic
trend
went
as the
down.
first game, where Severe got the early points in and now they're just holding it and Vintage can't push out onto the last.
Yeah.
Oh, scout push there with the medic. Puts X down. Not something we see often in South African Team Fortress, but a lot of the European teams like to actually go and Uber scouts onto last, things like that. We used to see that with Operator back in the day.
Yeah, well, when you have scouts like Andy and Tuckbook, it's kind of easy.
Yeah, they don't miss much, do they?
I would honestly pocket one of them over the soldiers.
Run as fast as your little German legs can carry you.
Imagine if they were playing at the time of the quick fix.
Wow.
Yo. It's quite sad that you can't use some of those weapons on the servers. I understand why, but sometimes you just kind of want to mix it up a bit and you can't.
Well, it's actually something they're using in ESEA in America, the American League at the moment.
I do believe some of
Uber's
the
blocked
weapons,
both
though,
sides.
they do add a bit of a element with that doesn't really like add too much to the game. Like for the quick fix, I know it's a very controversial topic, but in my opinion, it's not very good in the
Oh, big pipe
sixes.
from Crash there.
Because most
Scout.
of the time, the medic will use it to mid, both teams. They'll Uber out. The healing just matches all damage you can deal. And then they fall out and then they switch to Uber again. So it doesn't really change the gameplay much. Whereas something like adding the buff banner, it's extremely difficult to use, but if you can get it right, that extra damage can just rape.
Yeah, I also noticed in American 6v6,
Oh,
sometimes
soldier goes down there.
they run
Sea
out an
monkey.
engineer with a mini sentry,
Oh,
which is
Wisp
actually
is
really
low and Wisp is
effective.
down.
Yeah.
Sorry
The thing
to
is,
talk
many
over you guys. There's just big
It's
action
okay.
happening at the moment.
Blue
Fine.
team is down, except for
The whole team.
one. Yeah,
The whole team.
You know what I mean.
Sure we do.
Well, I must compliment my good friend Sea Monkey on her play. Yeah, she's usually a medic, but she is absolutely killing it on Scout at the moment.
Stop trying to associate yourself with the good players, Axe.
No, I'm just trying to associate myself with the pretty players. There's a difference. No, she's
If
very
she
much
heard
attached, and she knows it. She knows I'm joking.
Does enemy know?
Oh, I hope so.
I'm gonna
comes
show
Let's
the
hope
this.
he
question.
doesn't
Last.
watch this.
Yeah, we're kind of going off of TF2, by the way.
So it seems
Yeah, a
like
little bit.
red team pushed in, but they're not doing too
Well, that
well.
heavy
Blue
doing big
team's
damage,
down.
ooh.
Except
That's
for
actually an
X, let's see
interesting
if he can do
choice.
something. Oh, X takes it down.
Oh, Sea Monkey takes X down.
Oh,
Wow.
You don't
nice.
usually see the roam soldier on gully last changing to heavy, because the part
Granary.
Granary, sorry. My mistake. Because the part there is a very good place for a soldier to stand. So I don't know if it was because their scouts are just unavailable to change, or if this is
It
another
must have
strat.
been. I mean, Severe seemed to take them slightly by surprise with that push. Severe just pushed straight from mid into second into last. It was very quick there. And we were too busy talking about other things.
Yeah. What's this about sandwiches?
I just wanted a sandwich. Since there's the stereotype that all women make sandwiches, I wanted him to make me a sandwich.
So it doesn't mean you should make a sandwich.
I guess. Blue team seems to be going down. I think red's gonna cap up mid this time round.
Cherish is playing a dangerous
Wow,
game
they
with that
almost
low
wiped
health.
there. Just X up again.
He seems to be peppering the soldier, but he's going to get trapped between the demo and the soldier there. Again, he might get behind him and be able to get the medic. Oh, he runs into another scout there. I think that's Sea Monkey, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no,
No,
it's
Acid Man with Sea Monkey flanked him as well. Probably didn't add anything there though by the look of the kill.
That's just TF2's assisting.
Well, Vintage grinding it up now, holding sort of a back hold on second. They don't want to hold in yard because obviously Uber disadvantage.
Mother,
looks-
are you dead?
I think he left.
No, he's
Oh,
still
my
in the
mic
channel.
was off. That was why. And one
Wow,
of my
well,
snarky comments went unheeded.
So what's this been, like 20 minutes?
Wow,
About 10 minutes, I think.
10 minutes
Well
of
done.
no mullet.
Well
We've been
done.
so deprived.
I was so
I-
lonely there.
I thought I was blonde, but seriously. No offense.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
No, that's... Yeah, okay.
So just exchanging a bit of spam here across the second point. Both teams have got Uber now, so
Blue team's 3 down. I
three
think Red team's
down.
gonna try and push now.
It's going to be very difficult for them. Oh, and
Blue
they pick
team
the
did
soldier.
Uber
Semper goes
early.
down.
Nice multi-Ubering there on Red team.
Oh, the medic goes down. I nearly was going to say he got away very cleverly there, but the scouts picked him off quickly. And it looks like the way is open here for Severe to get the cap, possibly. No. Scouts are up on blue.
Vintage has this bad habit of collapsing after a while.
Oh,
They are
so
losing
good to
their
hear your
spirit.
voice again.
We like your soothing tones, Mullet. Sultry and soothing.
I record it and then fall asleep to it every night.
That's creepy.
That's very
that
creepy.
sounded
Maybe
really
I'll
creepy.
agree.
It's compliment, come on. Where's my like
is.
extremes got?
No, it's creepy when it's boy and boy.
This is the modern
it's
day.
called
you...
gay.
Or that. But everyone knows Kenny's gay.
Yo.
Wow, she's just pulling it out there.
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna go to my corner now. I should stop talking because I'm
Would I
playing
have
gay.
invited you if you had been gay?
So Ubers are very
don't
even.
know.
Vintage
Maybe you want
appears
a
to be
gay
about
friend?
10% in the lead with their Uber.
I think both teams are going to play quite passive now, just see if they can get a pick or something.
Or 13
Passivity
minutes
would
to go.
benefit.
Gee, I don't know, if I was Vintage, I'd be looking to make some kind of a aggressive play, because it looks like we aren't even going to get to the GC round on Badlands
Yeah.
here.
Oh, it's so forward
As
to
it
it.
is,
Yeah, me too. Damn
You
it.
might
Indeed.
find Acid try and suicide in and then change to Sniper because Granary is a great map to have Sniper on last due to its like balcony there that you can just aim out of and then the open last.
Oh, and they're pushing in with Uber from Vintage.
Ty seems to have gone heavy. That's an interesting choice.
Sea Monkey and Crush down on Severe. It's a pretty big pick. Oh, and X. Oh, the medic goes down. Jeez, they're just losing numbers left, right, and center.
Beats trying to pepper the soldier with his arrows. Acid gets dropped by the heavy.
and here
Oh, they're
comes the
both
heavy
running
in.
heavy. The heavy advancing across the pipe there. Thailand, audacious move.
Heavy can be very useful, but on my personal opinion, not so much at this point. It's too open on last. So unless your team pushes in with you and then you go long pipes, yeah, I don't
The
see
heavy
the
should
use.
never run alone. Heavies are a support character, or they need their support to survive.
Quite rightly so.
You would do so well on like a Jurassic Park movie.
What?
As what? A
What
dinosaur?
the hell are you on about? She's calling you fast.
Like Morgan Freeman. No, like Morgan Freeman.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't in Jurassic Park, but I could be
No,
wrong.
no, I know. Okay.
I see Severe is still running their heavy. Look, they're looking to push through right side, and there they go.
They go full force here.
Semper drops. That's a very big pick again for Vintage. Ooh, good defense here. 3 down. Crush. Acid Man down.
Actually, one thing I haven't seen for a while is the heavy using crits. Because on an open place like this, he can chow down like the scouts, the soldiers, the demos. Medic will probably get away, but if you can take out the rest of the team,
Only the red medic stayed up there.
If you catch them on second with a crit streak heavy, you'll pretty much kill them all.
yeah, it just mows through them so quickly. Gotta love the
Blue
laser
team
beams.
medic went down.
Sure,
Scout
that
took him
that
out.
was quite an exchange of players there. I really thought with that wipe that Vintage got on last that they'd be able to push out, but Severe just countered them as soon as they got to second. And Fair goes down as well. Easy cap here for for red, sorry.
It always seems to me as if red is luring the Vintage in every time.
Thing is, since Severe has got the point advantage, they can just play defensively, then push back in to stop them. Because they don't
Yeah.
actually have to cap this point.
But that said, I don't think it's in their nature. They're really aggressive sort of players, as we know from playing against them regularly.
Yeah, but they're not in the rush to actually go out and Uber, so if they get the Uber, they don't have to push. Whereas Vintage, since they're behind and they are running out of time, they will have to go out
Wow, I
and push.
can't believe that Wisp stayed up there with 2 scouts on him. That
They
heavy
don't
really
see the
did a good
red
job. They haven't
soldier
seen the
above
soldier.
them.
Well done to Vintage
Oh,
there.
medic
Oh.
is
Good
down. Oh,
What a
that
pick
was
from Thailand.
great.
A massive pick.
Blue team did hold that last point very well again.
Indeed.
Again, I think it's that heavy. It's just he's adding so much damage and like health on the point that they just can't break him down. So personally, I'd like to see a spy or a sniper get used
Yeah.
in play here. Just
Spy,
to,
spy.
Yes, no, that's spy. Just to
Spy.
neutralize that health advantage, but yeah. I suppose 2 scouts in a way can actually counter heavy if you can get close enough, with each one dealing 100 damage per shot. But saying that if the soldiers help the heavy, there's no way you can get that close.
Yes, but it seems the red team has dropped their heavy in favor of a scout.
Who's changed?
Red.
Red
Oh.
had a heavy and I went back to scout.
Ooh.
So a little bit of a lull in the action while they look at grinding. Red will probably have a slight uber advantage, but not much. So both medics went down. So while this lull is happening, I'd once again just like to add some thanks to some of the guys who were involved in organising this tournament. Likalota, our head admin in South Africa for MWeb, he's done a great job in helping put all this together, getting the servers working, getting all the behind the scenes admin stuff going so that we can all play, and we'd like to thank him for that. Also to Exterminator from Vintage, he was instrumental in setting up this Source TV relay so we could have so many people spectating as well as the Mumble shoutcast feed. So thank you, X, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's been running so smoothly.
Things usually break, right?
Yeah, I've never seen. I mean, I'm still quite new. I've never really seen the cups or whatever you call them. So I'm surprised it's been the competitions, and I'm surprised it's going so well.
Yeah,
A bit of a probe there from Vintage. They looked like they were maybe looking at pushing.
Extremes, how did your team do?
I'm not too well, unfortunately, but your team did worse, and I blame you.
Yeah, I know, I've noticed.
We had a
Lewis
team?
movement.
Yeah, horsey.
They're pushing in with
Oh,
the
but
heavy
we
as well.
Did we play
Back cap is
though?
open.
Yeah. Well, we got a
Oh, geez, the
start to
counter
play
Uber
for
comes
us.
in, takes the soldier and the heavy down. Whispers barely escaped at all. The rocket takes him down from Semper, and now the way is clear for Severe to push in. Only one up.
Joe has to hold this or it's all over again.
And
And
red,
that's
I think this
3-0.
secures their victory, unless blue can get
Yeah.
a serious rate down. You might find they'll try and go crits just to salvage a point or two. Oh, okay, no, it's still Uber.
The only way the Vintage will win now is that every member of Red Team lags out.
Unlikely.
But possible.
Actually, this is South Africa, that is very likely.
It's possible, I guess.
Just give a call to ESCOM. They can pinpoint strike everyone's electricity.
Red team demo seemed to have gotten some spam in there before the blue team demo did. And blue team is 3 down already. Red team is really getting some picks on them.
Oh, it
Again-
looks like it could be a wipe. Only Razor
Yeah.
Fox up for Vintage.
The Vintage has given up. Their
Yeah.
spirits are broken.
Red
Yeah,
has
it's
Uber.
very possible. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're well aware now that they have no ability to win this with 3 down with 6 minutes to go. I think a wipe round capture in here is about 1 minute 30, 1 minute 40 here, Kenny.
Well, not with that attitude. Yeah, I think it's actually around there, but that is that won't really happen with these
I
teams.
don't see it
Their
happening.
aerial denial is just too great. So even if they did get the wipes, it's just I don't think they
Yeah, it
would,
looks like red team's
personally.
gonna cap last
There's
again.
blue going crits, as you said, to try and
Oh,
salvage
wow.
2 points.
Oh,
Bit
another
late,
wipe.
but yeah.
Shame.
4-0 now. Wow, this is really, really big plays from Severe. I really thought it would be a lot closer on this map.
At the start, Vintage was doing very well. They took the
Yeah.
point with very little difficulty. But after that, they just spread themselves out and collapsed entirely. They rushed to the next point too fast, spread out.
One thing about Vintage though is they're not very. I don't see them changing their strategy much. They'll keep doing the same thing over and over again. Whereas a team like Severe is they're so flexible. They will change. Like there, as we saw earlier, the soldier going to heavy, the scout going to sniper. It's just that.
But they're got
Well, I'm
crits, they're
surprised you're
critting,
saying
they're
that
critting.
because they're critting, so
Yeah,
they,
no,
they
they
can
changed
change
that.
their strats.
No,
They
changed
missed
that
all of
to
their
the
shots
block.
and the medic goes down.
It's too little too late though.
Yeah.
They won't change it during the game. They'll change it when they need to change something. Whereas if you can change it during the game, that might give you the extra point.
Kung Fu's definitely going to drop there. Yeah, he does.
Looks like red team is gonna take this again.
Yeah, it looks like we're looking at a 5-0 scenario. So while we've got our captive audience of however many millions are listening to us, I'd just like to go through a little bit of a speed round because we've got 4 minutes left on the clock, and Severe are going to push in now. So let's get the excitement going and watch them push in.
Hoorah!
Kenny, so what do you see happening here? Which side is Severe going to go?
I think Seville are pushing through the right, however they will try and watch drop down in case for the backcaps. Blue will hold further out though since they have the crits, and they'll probably wait for Kung Fu to get here. So they might wait for Red to cluster on the point so they can crit and then get maximum damage on him. However, with a medic like Beetle, who has, even though with his hyping he has excellent timing, he might be able to pop his Uber before. There they go now, but now Red will pop
the
Uber.
crits are coming in, but they've got Uber on the other side on Severe, and it just looks like a wipe, big wipe from...
Yeah, I mean, if you don't take out the medic with normal Uber before you crit, it's pretty much useless.
Oh, sneaky there, only one up.
Exactly,
Oh, and the medic goes down. Big plays from Razor Fox. He takes a soldier and a medic.
Everyone's
just him
down.
Exactly, and the blue medic knew that. I mean, the red medic knew that, so he was holding a bit back, waiting for the crits to pop so he could Uber out. Whereas the demo didn't have a clear shot in him. Whereas if this was a mix, he'd probably be on the point trying to get points.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Curious didn't actually try and push there to last.
He
don't
didn't
think
have
he
enough
had the
health
health,
to jump, yeah. So he'd have to run and then the scout just spawned. If he had
True.
still had the health, he could have jumped in and tried and get the cap, because I think he has the pain train. Yeah, he does. So that's the ×2 cap speed, which on the last point of Granary can be quite quick.
Yeah, I think Severe are just going to consolidate here, build their Uber and push in and have a go for it. They've got nothing to lose here. They can't lose from this point, so knowing the aggressive nature of guys like Crush and Semper and Thailander, they're just going to want to go in and 5-0 this. So.
However, I think they might be making a mistake. They are holding very high up, and now Blue does have crits, and that is an advantage.
Oh, and they've got crits. Crits are popped.
Extra. Yeah, but now...
crits were popped too soon, though. They really should have waited for the combo to move in.
Yeah, I think they should have left that soldier there and then pushed him through top because the medic was on point.
I think Severe might have been baiting them there.
Yeah.
I think Vintage was a bit
and the
too
medic
eager
goes down
there.
to Sea Monkey
Yeah.
there. And Uber is popped. They're only 3 up
I think
on both
Severe's
sides,
won this.
but Severe have got Uber and they've got a medic.
Yeah, at this point looks like it's gonna be 5-0 possibly.
Oh, the medic goes down. Big
Oh,
defense there from
never mind.
Vintage. Well done.
Kung Fu and Joe going massive.
And Simper looks to be jumping in, going for the YOLO. Wow, put him down. Big plays from Joe there.
There goes Tar.
Another
Trying
air shot.
to
Big
equalize or
air
paint
shot.
train.
Yeah, they're just trying to YOLO in now to see if they can cap it or get somebody down.
The thing is, that will stop Blue from pushing out, and
Yeah.
when
that's
they
their
fall
main-
all up, it's with 1 minute.
They're playing it based on time. They're just gonna try to run out the clock, keep setting them back a little bit so that they can't push out and even get a point. And I don't see that Vintage are going to be able to get a point in 1 minute.
I personally think Vintage now are just going to try and defend to hold, so stop it being a 5-0 victory. There's nothing else you can really do.
Yeah, there's really no other bonus points to go for, which is a shame.
It seems Vintage has become antique.
Oh, the
And they're going
wordplay.
in scouts with crits, but they didn't see the soldier behind there. And the medic goes down. Should be relatively easy cap here for... Oh, actually no, Red didn't all push in together.
Yeah, and again, Vintage holds last point very well.
Joe created. I just thought I should let you know.
They're still
Ouch.
pushing for it though.
And I think this is GG, guys.
Yeah, GG.
5
Game
Okay,
in.
well played to Severe. That's a 5-0 on Granary and a, was it 3-0 on Gullywash?
Yeah.
I believe it was, yes.
Well, thank you to my fellow shoutcasters. That would be Mr. Mulletman.
Yo.
Who doesn't know how to mute his mic? Or who
Everyone
knows how
knows the
to, that's the
mighty
problem.
mullet.
Unmute.
I would say thank you to Llama.
Yeah, thanks.
And I
you,
say
Llama.
thank you to Kenny.
No, I don't get greeted last. That's not how this works. No. Thanks,
So the
guys.
players have exchanged GGs. Everyone had a good time except Vintage, I'm assuming there. And Well played to everyone. Thank you to everyone for being involved with this tournament. We really appreciate your participation on whatever level you participated. Thank you, and it looks like TF2 in South Africa is healthy, and we're happy. Good night.
And thank you, Extremes, for arranging all this.
Wait,
Thank you.
You have to do the XTV one. Do it.
Really?
Yes.
Do it! Do it now!
Okay, yow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. This is the Autumn 6v6 One Night Cup from TF2SA and